Unseen unity. Majority of Americans oppose religion-based LGBT discrimination. A groundbreaking study has revealed that the majority of Americans spanning different ethnic, religious, and political backgrounds are opposed to religion based discrimination against the LGBT community. This comes at a time when Christian conservative groups have introduced hundreds of anti LGBT laws and bills in state legislatures across the nation. The study, conducted by the Williams Institute, a public policy research institute, found that 84% of respondents opposed denying healthcare to LGBT individuals based on religious grounds, while 74% were against religion based employment discrimination. Surprisingly, even among Republicans, majority opposed such discrimination, with 52% of Republicans opposing service refusal and 54% against employment discrimination. The study also highlighted that religious groups, including Protestants, Catholics, and other non Christians, expressed opposition to religious based discrimination. Christy Mallory, the legal director at the Williams Institute, emphasized the misalignment between state legislatures and public opinion, stating more than 3 in 4 Americans now favor civil rights laws protecting LGBT people against religiously motivated discrimination. So, this is particularly important because of the culture war that's been going on in the US right now, which is essentially like a moral panic that's like basically devolved into satanic panic at this point when it comes to weird stereotypes being pushed by about the LGBT community, right? And but meanwhile, we see all this backlash, we see all this clamor, but that's not actually reflected in the attitudes of most Americans. But we're seeing the consequences of this moral panic across the nation in all these state legislatures. There's something like 400 anti-LGBT bills that have been pushed forward across the states in the past year. Um, and what was I thought was interesting was that, I mean, with Republicans, it's a small majority, 52, 54%, but most Republicans oppose religious-based LGBT discrimination. And this is particularly important considering a major decision that just came down by the Supreme Court, basically allowing you to deny service to someone because they're LGBT on the basis of your religious identity. But that just came down like this a few days ago. And so we're going to cover that in full next week. But considering the weight of that decision, and it's just so misaligned with actually the attitudes of Americans. Armin, what do you think about this?
Yeah, I mean, look, this means that the culture war is a losing battle for Republicans
They
because they are
already
heavily,
lost.
yeah, and they're heavily investing in that for elections. So they're in because they think that, I mean, they thought that this is a winning strategy. As they thought that they're focusing on the scaring people about LGBT is going to make them win against Democrats. I mean, Trump invests like focuses on that. DeSantis focuses on that. But not only it doesn't work with Americans, it doesn't even work with Republican Americans.
It doesn't even work with a lot of Christian Americans.
Okay, well that's good news. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
So that means that Biden is going to win. Is that what it's going to mean? Because that's what
Okay.
they
Who
put
knows?
all they put all their eggs in this culture world battle. That's what they put. Like they don't talk about anything else. I mean, not that not that much.
I know. Do they have any
So
economic policies that they're actually pushing for right now? Like, I haven't heard about it. Like, do conservatives
they
actually
do.
push forward anything except culture war stuff right now? It's like, come on.
Yeah, mostly it's mostly culture war, but the economic plans is like anti-China protectionist, um,
Hmm.
which is yeah, which is weird. Like the left in the United States is now more free trade, and the right is protectionist. It's upside down world. It's so
We live in
strange.
a topsy turvy world right now. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah. Anyway, so that's some good news.
This is really good news. But what's so unfortunate is that because of Trump and what he's done to our judiciary, especially on the federal level,
Hmm.
is that it is so out of line with what is reflected in the attitudes of Americans. It's so anti-democratic And so they have so much power in the body politic that is completely incongruent with the actual will and like it doesn't reflect our actual nation. Like we're in a bad spot.
Yeah. Oh, you want to read these comments?
Yeah, one person commented on this news on Twitter saying that's great news. Now I want to find out why they aren't willing to elect the people who uphold that belief. I guess
Hmm.
reflecting, yeah, Americans,
Yeah, like why does that not translate to
the
why does that not
politicians that you,
translate
yeah, push forward and
that
the
they
rhetoric that
vote
your
for?
politicians push. Yeah.
Yeah.